Now, in Yemen, civilians are regularly killed by airstrikes. Just this weekend, a group of workers drilling for water had their machinery mistaken for a rocket launcher and they were bombed. These sort of attacks have led for civilians to call for an end to the bombardment between the Saudi-led coalition and Houthi rebels. And among them is a 10-year-old called Yara Mohammed al-Mutawakkil, and she's become rather well known. Here's why.
I'm just a child. To be through this, to live this. My family, all the families are really maybe gonna die. I don't want it to be my turn to die as a child. I want to live all my life. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer. I want to grow up and be something important in this world and make the world more important.
I vote for Yara to become a correspondent out of Yemen. Now, that video was posted by her parents on YouTube. It went around on Facebook. It's been watched right around the world. We caught up with Yara. Sadly, we could only get through to her on a phone line, which isn't nearly as clear as her YouTube video. But we asked her about her day-to-day life in Sana'a.
We feel trapped. I don't have any dreams in the future anymore. I used to get high marks at school, and I always dreamt to be a doctor or an engineer. And my dad always told me that, Yara, you're going to be prime minister one day. And my wish now is just to be alive with my family. And I'm scared of being homeless. Sometimes I see children coming out of an explosion without arms or legs, and I don't want to be like them. I prefer to die with my family. When we're at school, when we hear the bombings, we go hide in the basement, and sometimes our parents come and pick us up. All people lost their jobs, and my dad lost his job too. And when I sleep, I have to sleep while covering my ears, so I don't hear the bombings. Sometimes I ask myself, are we going to wake up tomorrow? Every day we hear about people dying from my mom's side, from my dad's side, from my auntie's side, from my... everywhere there are people dying. So, it's kind of scary when you hear that a lot of people are dying.
The words of 10-year-old Yara on the war in Yemen. And Ghaida As-Siraji is a former teacher in Sana'a. She's also Yara's aunt. She told us what she's been making of her niece's message.
She is reflecting what children want in Yemen. She has been fortunate that at least she's going to school. There are places in Sana'a and places in Yemen are more dangerous, and schools didn't open, and there are children that are now orphaned, there are children that are homeless, there are children, who are more affected than Yara. I used to work as a teacher at Sana'a International School, SIS. Of course, the school didn't open because they bombed it at the beginning of the year. I have two children. They used to go to the same school. Of course, I couldn't enroll them in another school because it was the only American school we had in Sana'a, and it was kind of different to change the curriculum for them. I'm trying to homeschool them, but it's very difficult. So we're just here waiting until things will be better. My husband lost his job too, so both of us are jobless. Thank God we have savings. We don't know until when we're going to live on our savings. We're always scared. It's very difficult to get water. Even when we buy grocery, we have to think about the main things that we buy. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm very, very worried about my children more than I'm worried about myself.
That's Ghaida As-Siraji in Sana'a, and I will tweet a link to Yara's video if you haven't seen it. It's also on the BBC website. Just look for the hashtag BBC News.